going on? This is David from Elevated Physical Therapy and Fitness. Today I'm going to go over kind of the 3 goals with thoracic foam rolling and just how you might change that up just a little bit with your technique based on what your goal is, right? So a lot of people have heard of foam rolling, have been told to foam roll, but maybe didn't get as much instruction as they'd need, or it wasn't quite as detailed as they'd like, okay? So there's generally 3 reasons why I'm having someone foam roll. Either we're giving them a tool to work out soft tissue restrictions or something at home, or post-discharge or something. We're trying to facilitate better thoracic extension, so getting that mid-spine moving backwards a little bit better to promote better range of motion and minimize how much we're in that hunchback position during the duration of the day. And then the other would be a self-mobilization technique for the individual vertebrae, similar to like if somebody's doing a manipulation to crack your back, or mobilization of those vertebrae with manual therapy. So the first one for like just, self-massage, trigger point release, whatever you want to call it, you're going to be here and you want to just give yourself kind of a gentle hug to move those shoulder blades out of the way. I generally will start at the base of the neck, top of the shoulder blades, and I'm just getting those shoulder blades out of the way so I can really get into those rhomboids and middle trap fibers, low trap fibers, and you can kind of bias to one side or the other and find those spots that are getting to you, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Like, you can feel what you're feeling and you can go from there, okay? If you're trying to promote the thoracic extension, generally I'll just kind of support my head to be more comfortable. I don't necessarily need to move the shoulder blades out of the way for this one. If it's more comfortable to do so, go for it. But find how you're comfortable. Start in that same position at the base of the neck. And as you're rolling up, let gravity bring the segments that are above down towards the ground. You don't have to totally extend your neck, especially if you're having neck issues or neck pain. You can support this and you don't have to go at the neck. We're focusing more on the thoracic spine here. If it feels good, you can let the neck come back. And generally you want to get to that mid-spine. You'll feel that kind of take your breath away a little bit, but that helps to promote that extension of that mid-spine. And then if you're trying to mobilize individual vertebrae, it's usually better, you'll feel the intensity appropriately and you'll get those segments a little bit better if you're kind of locking into flexion a little bit here. So I'm gonna pull my head up almost into like a sit-up type of position and start in that same position. And I'm rolling over this. This is a pretty intense one. If you haven't been instructed by a healthcare practitioner to do this one, I would kind of advise against it, just because it's pretty intense, it's a little technical, and so just having some instruction prior to is probably the safest way to go through this one. But you might get some pops, you might not. Either way, it's okay. You're kind of going a little slower here and letting gravity and the foam roller kind of do that mobilization for you at each individual segment. Okay? So again, those are kind of the 3 basic goals that generally people will have when they're foam rolling. That's the way I do it. You may have heard other things, but be willing to chat about those and maybe some differences in why I do it this way versus another way. But give those a shot. Let me know what you think.